Welcome to the English News of Bình Phước television station and newspaper. I'm the Wang. Now following are the headlines for today. Leaders attend government meeting on administrative reform. Bình Phước works to improve education quality. Prime Minister hosts director of Swiss Federal Office for Agriculture. Vietnam's GDP forecast to rank second in Asia. Chairwoman of the Provincial People Committee Trần Tuệ Hiền recently attended the fourth meeting of the government's steering committee for administrative reform chaired by Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính.
Prime Minister Chính, who is head of the committee, highlighted the achievements in administrative reform work that has helped mobilize resources for national development and boost the validity and effectiveness of direction and management from authorities at all levels. Pushing administrative reform is investing in national development, he said, highlighting it as a key task in carrying out political missions in every sector, branch, and locality. He ordered that administrative reform be associated with digital transformation and IT application.
A supervisory delegation from the National Assembly Standing Committee on the Renewal of Curriculum and Textbook in General Education held a recent working session with leaders of Bình Phước Province.
Bình Phước encountered several challenges while carrying out the 2018 General Education Program, including limited capital for facilities development and equipment purchases, and a severe shortage of teachers. Minister of Education and Training Nguyễn Kim Sơn said, Bình Phước needs to make a more specific evaluation of the locality's situation, such as changes in terms of teachers and approaches to the education program. He also suggested that relevant parties carry out mass mobilization work in a more effective manner and raise awareness among parents about the education program. Meanwhile, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Nguyễn Mạnh Cường, said Bình Phước will make further efforts to improve the quality of its general education and fully implement the 2018 General Education Program.
The trade union of the Đồng Phú Rubber Joint Stock Company has held its 11th Congress for the 2023-2028 tenure.
The company's trade union now has 98 groups. During the 2017 to 2023 tenure, 500 employers were admitted to the trade union, increasing its membership to 2,512. It has conducted a wide range of activities to improve the material and spiritual lives of its members. With support from the trade union, the company has enjoyed sound business and production activities, helping improve average incomes. In the beginning of the 2017 to 2023 tenure, employees earned an average of 8.3 million Vietnam dong a month, while the figure had increased to more than 10 million Vietnam dong a month by the end of the tenure.
Now moving on to the top stories around the country, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính received Director for the Swiss Federal Office for Agriculture, Christian Hofer, in Hanoi on April 24th.
Welcoming the Swiss official, Prime Minister Chính briefed him on Vietnam's efforts in building ecological agriculture, modern countryside, and responsible agriculture production, among others. Chính said Vietnam hopes that Switzerland will continue to support and cooperate with the country in the field of agriculture, especially in implementing agriculture ODA projects in the Mekong Delta and providing assistance in science, technology, and human resource training. Vietnam also wishes Switzerland helps the country to expand the market and participate in the supply chain in Switzerland and the EU. Director Christian Hofer, for his part, appreciated Vietnam's role and capacity in the global agriculture production chain, which contributes to ensuring world food security. Switzerland is willing to support and cooperate with Vietnam in developing organic agriculture, joining the global supply chain, he said, expressing his hope that Vietnam and Switzerland continue negotiating to sign a free trade agreement to promote bilateral trade relations. On the same day, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính receives delegations from the agriculture ministers of other countries who are in Hanoi to attend the 4th Global Conference on the One Planet Network's Sustainable Food System Program. Prime Minister Truyền said Vietnam is ready to cooperate with countries in their efforts to develop agriculture production in a green and environmentally friendly direction, making practical contributions to ensuring world food security. On this occasion, he expressed his gratitude for the valuable support and effective cooperation of the international community for Vietnam's agriculture sector over the past time. He suggested the United Nations, international organizations, and developed countries continue to support developing countries, including Vietnam, in the field of agriculture. The head of the government affirms that Vietnam will strive to become a transparent, responsible, and sustainable food supplier.
Vietnam's GDP is projected to grow 5.8% this year, sharing the second position with Cambodia in the region, only after the Philippines, according to the International Monetary Fund.
Notably, Vietnam's public debt is expected to stay at the lowest, as compared with 8 other ASEAN member countries, the fund said. The fund also forecast Vietnam's GDP growth will rebound to 6.9% in 2024, the highest in Southeast Asia, and its public debt will fall to 31.3% of the national GDP in 2028, from the record 47.5% in 2016. The debt-to-GDP ratio in 2028 will be the lowest within 2 decades. In terms of inflation, the lender said it will reach 5% and 3% in 2023 and 2024, respectively. Over the past time, the State Bank of Vietnam has constantly cut regulatory interest rates, paving the way for credit institutions to reduce their lending interest rates, thus spurring economic growth.
The government has agreed with Ministry of Finance proposal on plan to reduce taxes, fees and charges for 2023, which suggested a 2% reduction in the value-added tax on goods and services.
The Ministry of Finance was asked to work with the Ministry of Justice and other relevant ministries and agencies on the drafting of the resolution and report to the government before April 25. Under the proposal, the ministry suggested a VAT reduction from 10% to 8% for a number of goods and services, along with a 20% cut in the percentage of goods for VAT calculation for business establishments, including business households and individuals. The ministry suggested that the policy, which is expected to boost the economy, should be applied until December 31st. It estimated that the policy will result in a reduction of nearly $247 million monthly for the state budget's revenue. Besides, the Ministry of Finance also proposed a reduction on about 35 kinds on fees and charges from July 1st to December 31st.
Vietnam was one of the first 30 countries to accede to the UNESCO Convention for the Protection of Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2003. Over the past 20 years, it can be proud of its achievement and positive contribution to promoting the implementation of this important convention, not only at the national level but also at the global level.
Inscribed in 2012 on the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity, the worship of Hung Kings in the northern province of Phu Thao is celebrated for 1 week at the beginning of the 3rd lunar month. The largest ceremony, the Central Anniversary Festival of the Hung Kings, draws millions of people annually to commemorate their ancestors and pray for good weather, abundant harvests, good luck, and good health. Intangible cultural heritage is inherently rich in folklore. Owners of heritage are those who have created, preserved, and practiced that heritage throughout history. National or UNESCO recognition of heritage is essentially to preserve the cultural diversity of the human community. In Vietnam, the understanding, evaluation, preservation, and promotion of heritage to serve the people have recorded a host of achievements. Through many years of war and destruction, along with the effects of economics and the penetration of modern cultures, Vietnam has retained many festivals and traditional values, which are highly recognized internationally. When culture and heritage truly become an internal force, it will be an important resource for socio-economic development. Preservation in the development of intangible cultural heritage is a role to help cultural diversity become richer and more valuable for humanity.
That was 10 minutes of BPTV News. To watch this news again, you can download the BPTV Go mobile app or visit our website and YouTube channel. Now, thanks for staying with us and see you next time.